ES Audio.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Travers, and this is the Evening Standard's Tech and Science Daily. Coming up, proof that global warming can be stopped. Now, let's get into it. The UK government is laying down groundwork for a possible national cryptocurrency. But the Financial Services Minister says that getting the design of a digital pound right is a bigger priority than a rapid launch. China has already pushed ahead with piloting its own, and the European Central Bank is also looking at a digital euro. The UK Finance Ministry is due to launch a public consultation on the subject in the coming weeks. Now, at the time of recording this podcast, all flights across the US have been grounded because of a major system failure. It's thought there's a problem with the NOTAM system, a tool that's used to warn pilots about potential hazards on a flight. The Federal Aviation Administration has ordered airlines to pause all domestic departures until 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. in the UK, to allow them time to validate the integrity of flight and safety information. Following the disappointment after the failed UK Virgin Orbit mission this week, two experts from the City University of London have told us the failure should not be seen entirely as a negative.
In some sense, it is the first rocket which successfully got 9 satellites into space, but it didn't achieve the mission of sustaining and deploying those satellites.
Professor Richard Curran is head of aviation management at the uni and said most of the mission was actually successful. His colleague, Professor David Stupples, who is a senior research fellow at the London Space Institute, said the rocket has to go through a lot to successfully launch the satellites.
It has to reach a speed of 7.62 kilometres a second to go into the low Earth orbit. The amount of rocket power that requires and the heat that's on board the rocket, any small abnormality could cause the rocket to fail.
The mission has raised questions about the future of the UK as a site to launch more satellites and rockets into space. But David told us that this is no more than a blip.
We shouldn't be surprised at rockets having anomalies. If you just look at launches from all around the world, you'll see failure after failure after failure. I don't really think this is a problem. I think it's just a hitch in the programme. And, well, I'm sure the next one will be successful.
Some uplifting news in the fight against climate change for you now. The ozone layer is healing, and a UN-backed panel of experts say it could be completely healed within 40 years, meaning that global warming can be stopped. The scientific panel has revealed the success which follows the Montreal Protocol, a treaty which has resulted in nearly 99% of ozone-depleting substances being phased out since 1989. By recovering the ozone layer in the upper stratosphere, humans will face less exposure to harmful UV rays from the sun, and global warming will be reduced by 0.5 degrees Celsius. Now, we all know the great musical duos, Simon and Garfunkel, Sonny and Cher. Now, Ape and Ape? A team of researchers looking into the musicality of a specific species of gibbon has found they sing duets with synchronized notes at regular intervals, in a similar way to humans.
It's the first time that the regularity of rhythm was quantified, and we found that actually the lark gibbons, which is the species that we study, is really regular in their rhythmic structure in their songs, both when they sing in the duets and when they sing alone.
Teresa Raimondi is a PhD student at the University of Turin in Italy who worked on the study. They found evidence of isochrony, simple rhythms like a metronome or heartbeat, and synchrony when the same notes are made simultaneously. She says this is just the latest example of music existing in nature.
In different behavioral results, it's something that is present also in the natural kingdom. Also, not only vocally speaking, but also physically speaking. A lot of species are able to entrain to a certain beat, for example.
Teresa told us she's keen to explore where else things like rhythm might exist in the animal kingdom. Let's go to the ads. Coming up, is this the end for Parler and the hungry seal causing a headache in Essex? Why not hit rate and follow in the meantime? Welcome back. scientists have found blood markers that may reveal a rare form of Alzheimer's 10 years before symptoms. Researchers at the Karolinska Institute in Sweden have found that a protein can appear in blood samples of people who are in the very early stages of the disease. The findings published in the journal Brain could lead to earlier detection and help slow it down with drugs. There are reports that Parler's parent company has fired the majority of its staff, throwing the future of the censorship-free platform into doubt. The Verge website reports that Parliament Technologies have given close to 75% of employees the boot, including several executives in recent weeks. If true, one of the first conservative alternatives to mainstream social media could be at risk. Parliament Technologies has not yet responded to the claims. And finally, a hungry seal has forced the closure of a lake in Essex after eating £3,000 worth of fish. The mammal, nicknamed Nelson, has managed to avoid being captured twice so far and is angering local anglers by snacking on vast stocks of carp, bream and catfish in Rochford Reservoir. A month on from his first sighting, efforts by the RSPCA, Essex Rural Police and British Divers Marine Life Rescue to safely rescue him are still ongoing. You're up to date. Come back at 4 p.m. for the Leader podcast from the Evening Standard. We'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. See you then.